So George, it looks like I'm rugged up and you're in a t-shirt, mate.
And shorts.
Who's doing all the work today?
Obviously me. Yeah, I'm planning on getting warm, you're not.
So, we've got a Barra here. I think it's time to build an engine for Project NOMANG. It's been close to 2 years since we launched Project NOMANG, a Ford Barra powered Holden Commodore streetcar. Well, as you might be aware, a lot has changed in the world since then, and living in Melbourne, Australia has certainly been challenging in terms of moving forward with our build timeline. We did intend on showing more track-based episodes, but rather than have the car sit in the corner patiently waiting to race, we've decided it's overhaul time. So in the coming episodes, we will cover a new engine, transmission, turbocharger, and fuel system upgrades. So clearly, George, we've got the Barra here now. What is this engine? She's not a green top.
No, she's a NA.
I thought the only way to go fast was to put a green top
on
in
a budget. Yeah. Yes, but the beauty of the Barras is that they're pretty much all the same externally, which is pretty much all we want, because obviously, you know, doing rod piston and some engine work, we don't need a green top. So I did manage to find it is an X-Taxi though, so it is kind of fitting. It is kind of fit, and it was on gas. It had gas injection on it, but it was nice. It was
so
cheap.
It wasn't a factory Ford.
It was
gas.
not a factory Ford dedicated gas engine. No, so it's a naturally aspirated.
So realistically, this thing's probably got 700,000 k's on it.
Could be more.
Could be more.
We don't know. Yeah.
We'll
I don't know the car that it came out of. The guy I bought it off had no idea. He's just like, man, take it.
So we don't even know if it turns over.
No.
Nothing.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
We'll pull it down and take a look, but at present, we're not 100% sure how far we're going to go with this, are we?
No. No, we're contemplating a couple of options, and the majority of it's going to come down to, do we go to the extreme of putting a crank in it as well?
Yeah.
We're talking about that. Ideally, we'd still like to keep it, I won't say budget, because like I said, I wouldn't mind moving away from budget to quality now. We have a lighter car too.
Yes.
So we're not pushing engine and gearbox as hard to get the numbers that we want.
100%.
So, you know, it's a catch-22 of are we going to get greedy with this massive build, chasing these huge powers, but then we don't really need all that. Do we future-proof it or not? You know, because I can see what's going to happen, but yeah, we're going to chase numbers and let's see how we go.
Well, let's just pull it apart.
Yeah, we'll start with
what we've got. Now,
let's see what
the only
happens.
thing you need to pull engines apart and put them together is a rattle gun. So have you got that?
I've got two of them, yeah. One for you too.
Ready to go. Time for our next chapter.
Let's go. Have a look here. Obviously this thing's had a bit of wear going on. So over there we've got some, and over here, yeah, got some cam lobes that have been chewed out. So these cams for the bin, which is fine. We don't care.
Oh, you can see it there.
Yeah, you can see it there, yeah. Pretty cooked. But it is relatively clean inside, obviously being a gas car.
LPG,
yeah, being an LPG car, lack of carbon. So I'll start by pulling the timing case cover off, pull the balancer, timing case cover off, then we'll get all the valve train out, and then we'll pop the head off, and then we'll tip it upside down and do the rods and pistons, I guess. So the Ugga Duggers.
So for our US fans, here's like your $3,000 engine, complete in Australia. This is what, $200 for everything?
I paid $200, yeah.
With a loom, everything.
Yeah. You sell the parts and make your money back.
Yeah.
You
But obviously we don't know what's inside it, but it might be a bit worn out, but I highly doubt it's famous last words. Early.
Nice.
That's just ruined the floor.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't ruined before. Look at that, that's been sitting for a bit. And this one, bit of water. Nothing, that won't hurt. I'm very surprised with a standard gasket how thin it is. It's only a single layer gasket. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's only a single layer gasket. Okay, so now let's work on pulling the sump off.
What do you got there, George?
Oh, little presents you find in old engines. Be interesting to see where that comes from. This is the fun part.
How are they looking?
For God knows how many Ks, not that bad, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you listen to now?
Oh, synthwave, boo. That's all I listen to, man. I'm like addicted. It's ridiculous. Oh, that one's funny. That's actually odd wear. It's worn on that angle and eventually gone that way, so it's like a taper.
All right, George, you've just pulled it down. In about 30 minutes, that's pretty straightforward, obviously. Now,
Yeah, nothing to it. Yeah.
we have to decide what we're going to do. We've got a few options. Let's run through them.
Okay. Our first option, I think, which is what a lot of people are doing, a basic rod and piston.
Yeah.
All right. A good set of rods, a good piston, maybe a good set of pins. Keeping the factory crank, caps, girdle, all that sort of stuff, and a good firing kit for some sealing, and then
Yeah, and we know that's going to hold up.
that's proven. Yeah, that's
Fair
proven.
power.
And let's be honest, we're not hauling a heavy car.
Yeah.
So we don't have to put the engine under so much stress. Will that survive longer? We don't know.
Now we could, like you were saying, we could put some caps and still use
The
a factory crank, which would help the crank.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I sort of think if you're going to go to that extent, you might as well just do the whole
Put
lot.
a crank in.
Put
correct,
a crank
yeah,
in it.
Yeah. You know, it does make it a far more expensive engine build. But then, you know, is there a safety net by doing that? You know, there's less. Me as a tuner, it's less stressful thinking, all right, I can push that extra pound to boost. Or,
But then let's say you put a crank and all these other bits in the engine, then you step this engine up, then you think, oh, do I now have to change my turbo, fuel system?
Yeah.
It's like, where do you go?
Well, yeah, it's how long's a piece of string? So it's I think for what we're trying to achieve and still maintain the ZF, not a standard ZF. You know, we're going to build the ZF, and we want to make sure that we can get the car moving with that, and then the rest of the driveline needs to be able to deal with what the engine's obviously transferring down the line. So I think for now, it would be good to go just a basic rod and piston, use some quality parts in that department, start at top and bottom, balance everything, and a firing kit with some cams in the cylinder head. Do we do a porting job on the cylinder head as well? That's another option. And then, a nice big turbo on the thing, and just feed it some boost and see how long that lasts. That's stage one, I guess.
So, we could be back here soon.
Yeah. Well, it might not be too far away. We might be doing
Hopefully
another
not.
engine. Well, hopefully not. No. Well, let's hope everything stays together. But look, I think that's a good option. Let's probably get some more opinions.
Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the best
best option to go with?
this?
We do want to send it. How crazy we send it, we'll decide. But
it's also, we've got to keep in mind, this is always going to be a street car.
A street car, correct? Yeah. So we don't want to overdo it, and we're not all millionaires made of money. So we want to be able to have the budget enough to get the thing done quicker rather than later. So then we can enjoy the fruits of our labour and be out there racing and driving it on the street.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode, I think, mate.
No, I think for now, we'll take this block, send it up to go get machined, and go get some bits and pieces, I think.
Until next time.
No, man.
Is it our background music?
Yeah, put some vampires on that. Some midnight.